Hello, my name is Chris Palmer, and in today's local SEO tutorial, recently I have been asked, Chris, there are tons of explanations and local SEO tutorials on getting a site to rank higher once it's established, but what if I have a brand new website, a brand new business? Where do I begin and where do I start? So in this video, that's exactly what I will cover. I'm going to walk you through on how to set up and structure your website for success in 2020. And your main goal should be to set up a GMB. So for this example, we're plumbers. So the very first thing that you want to establish is your main category. Your main category is always going to be your home page. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw this out right here. So our main home page is going to contain content. Now, the more content that you have, the better off that you are. Now, there's always going to be some guidelines that you need to follow. One page is one keyword. One page is one idea. So our home page is really our main category. You have to start thinking of things as buckets or categories or ladders, however you want to look at it. But our home page is our main category. Consider this home is really our plumber page, because that's what our business is based around. So homepage is plumber. This page should have the amount of content that the #1 ranking website has. So if you do a search for your particular area and you look up and the #1 ranker, the #2 ranker, the #3 ranker have between 1,000 and 1,500 words on their homepage, that is the threshold that you want to meet. If they have 10 photos, you have 11 photos. If they have 1 H1 and 3 H2s, that's what you're going to have on your page. You want to give Google exactly what it wants to rank so you could succeed. So let's get back into this. So plumber is our main category, and that's going to be our homepage. Now, depending on what Google is ranking, that's how you'll do the layout of this page. Now, moving on to some of our other category pages and how to build out content, this is how you would do this in a very easy way. So if I'm a plumber, I can see here by looking down that there's two main keywords. I'm not a plumber, so I don't know exactly a lot about it, but I could tell by the recommendations that Google is giving me that there's two main categories that I should have. One is install, because I see it, and the second is repair. So that's going to be the next two categories that I will have on my page. So if this is a website, we have our home page. Our very next category is going to be install, and the very next one is going to be repair. Okay, now as you can see, our website is starting to form. So we have our home page, we have a main category page or your main menu page, which is one of them is going to be install. The next is going to be repair. Of course, you're going to have a contact us, and then you'll have an about us. And then if you have a portfolio or past jobs, of course, you would have that. Let's get back into our categories and building out some of our content now. So we have our homepage. We know that it's our main category that we put into Google My Business is plumber. That homepage is our first category page. The next page, which is recommended by Google, is going to be these two here, because that's what shows up as services most frequently on the Google My Business page. So now that we have install, if you're a plumber, I'm sure that you install faucets. I'm sure that you install garbage disposals. You install showers, install toilets. I'm sure you install water heaters. And then those same lines are going to fall in repair or fix. Now, these are both two keywords or variations of keywords that you can use. So anything that you're installing, I'm sure that you're fixing. And then more ideas are right here. So for the install, we'll just take this, install garbage disposal. We'll head right back over here to our page structure, and our first piece of content is going to be garbage disposals. Now, of course, you want to look at your competition and see what pages they have. See what Google is rewarding for word counts. How many photos do they have? How many H2s are they using? Do they have a video? Then you should have a video. See what Google is rewarding and then match and beat it with word count and quality of content. Quality of content means LSI. that provides relevance, and quality also means more multimedia, more words, and of course your interlinking will be done. Right now we have install, we're doing garbage disposals. What else do we install? We install toilets, right? We install, let's just take a look for more ideas. What else do we install? We install water heaters. Of course we do. So next would be water heaters. And then of course, if we install them, we also will repair them because we're an excellent plumber. So this is going to be the same thing. Garbage, right? Disposal. Toilet, right? Toilet. And then right here, this one is water heaters, right? These are all the same. Water heaters. Now, when establishing and doing this particular content, it's always for local service-based businesses. It's always almost recommended to use keyword plus location modifier. So if this is a garbage disposal page, we would do whatever the location. Pennsylvania garbage disposal installation. There's our first page. Pennsylvania toilet installation. Here's our page. You see? Now, as far as interlinking is concerned, just as we have our map, if we repair and we install, this page is linked to this page, and this page is linked to this page. And you can interlink all of those pages to do a really good site structure and interlinking to pass and flow all of the power. So with that being said, this would be a typical local site structure that you can use by using the tools that Google is already giving you. Now, as far as finding content, as far as seeing what keyword densities, again, always look to the SERPs. That's the search engine results page. See what is ranking, see what your competition is doing, and this will give you a baseline indication of what you need to build and what's bringing them traffic. Now, I'm not going to discuss what tools or tactics, but this is an excellent way to go ahead and start setting up your pages for success in 2020. So I tried to make this guide as simple as possible for setting up your local SEO pages, setting up your service pages, setting up and optimizing your pages. If you have any questions regarding local SEO, link building, local SEO tutorial questions, anything at all, please leave it in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you in the next local SEO tutorial, how to set up a brand new website video. Have a wonderful day.